Our annual symposium of Right Care, First Time, Where You Live, focusing on youth mental health, supported by the BHP Foundation, is a critical event each year. We bring people together from across the country. In 2023, particularly the experiences from Brisbane South, to share with other PHNs, other regions across the country. It's a great day for discussion, raising really difficult issues, focus on where we need to go, messages back to government, and critically hearing what needs to be done, what can we do better, what processes will really assist our communities in each part of this country to develop a much greater and more effective youth mental health services framework that will change young people's lives in the future.
Often when we think about leadership, we default to a more traditional hierarchical command and control model of leadership. And I think what comes through in this project is a very, very different type of leadership that's needed to disrupt a system, and that is collective leadership. Leadership can come and is coming from everywhere. It's coming from the young people. It's coming from the PHNs who are convening the stakeholders in their system. It's coming from the stakeholders themselves. And it's also, I think, being signalled by the Brain and Mind Centre and the project team in terms of a different way of leading. So the way that they show up, the way that they are engaging, participatory, collaborative, consultative, is really signalling that this different way of working is critical if we're going to make some significant change. And I think we've heard a lot about the technology, the data, the modelling itself, but that needs to be married up with a different type of leadership if this is really going to create sustainable change.
It's been exciting. I come to these workshops and have for a few years now, and every single time I'm just, I walk away buoyed by the enthusiasm and the excitement that people feel at thinking that there might be a tool at their disposal to actually help them make change. And, health's a difficult environment to work in. So, finding not only your group of people who can help motivate you, but also the tools that help you do that, I think is really important.
I think leadership is important in so many different ways, and who leads at what point, to me, is something else that came out of today. There's things that as a CEO, I can hopefully pave the way and make things easier. But there's also things in terms of the workshop design that I think the leadership will come from young people themselves. So I think it's chopping and changing in that leadership for the different parts of the project.
I think the leadership that was shown here kind of takes more of not a one person ruling it all. It's more leadership in terms of people who have the capacity to advocate, who have the capacity to listen, taking it on board from every other leader that was at the table, and everyone working together to keep pushing forward and lead the people who maybe aren't able to speak up, rather than just having one person dictating the conversation, which is really lovely.
I think leadership in this program, obviously we're focusing on youth voice, and I think even just us showing up and being able to give our perspective and help be part of this project.
For me as a leader in healthcare, I think, what I've been reflecting on through the conversation today is the role that I play in using this to advocate and get the right people involved to try and influence them. So I think they're the things I've taken away, and I try to do that on any given day anyway, but just how we amplify this to really influence the way the system works.